John, you're through to the fourth round draw on Tuesday evening.
Yeah, and that's that's all that you can hope to have the outcome is to get through. That's point number one, and point number two is to get through without injuries. Point number three is to welcome one of your star men back, and they look pretty sharp, But it was a strange game. It was a stop-start game, but they've done what they could do, and you can only beat what's in front of you, and they've done that comprehensively.
I mean, he had played for nearly 300 days in a Bulls shirt. I thought he handled the occasion well, and a bit shaky on that first tackle, but once he passed that first tackle, the confidence was there.
Yeah, well, he wanted to get tackled. He wanted to take the line and get tackled to sort of test him out, and he did that on a number of occasions, and he also got involved in defensively. So yeah, it's been a good day in many ways, and as I say, we've done what we set out to do.
What was the most pleasing aspect of that performance?
I think really well, if we'd have kept him out at the end, it'd have been the defensive aspect. But we got a bit sloppy for that one. All it was a tap and go, and that's just a lack of concentration. But in part, it might be understandable because we were 70 odd points up. So, but we really need to ensure that we do commit for the full 80 defensively, just as we did the week prior. And it was just that little slip of that lack of concentration that's, that's the only block, but I ain't going to fall out with them about that.
Elliot Minchella, 5 tries?
Yes, 6 tries in 2 games. It's not a bad start, is it, to his Bradford Bulls career, and he played him in a different position because we want to have a look at him as a second rower, as an edge player. And, 5 tries, it speaks for itself, doesn't it, really? It was very, very good indeed.
I mean, potentially a bit of a selection headache for next week with Brandon Pickersgill, Joe Keys and Dane Chisholm now all available.
Yeah, because Brandon once again he's had a great pre-season. He's done well when he's played last week at York and obviously today. So yeah, it's a good headache to have, but it's reassuring to know that you've got good cover. He's a very good 6-7 or 1. So it's quite comforting to know that he's there for if Greg McNally's got a knock, or if Chizzy's got a knock, or Joe, or one of them's off colour or lacks a bit of form. So it's a good situation to be in. You can multiply that as well across most positions.
I know we've talked about Steve Crossley and Ross Peltier, but I think Callum Bustin really did make that game his own when you introduced him off the bench. Yeah,
well, I wanted them to play long minutes. Steve and Ross did 30 before I put the interchanges on, and the other two did 40 before I pushed Ross and Steve back out. So it's good that they go past the normal 20-25 minutes of a middle, but it was a bit of a stop-start game because of the number of points, wasn't it? So they should have been able to go through that as well.
Ultimately, John, what do you take from a game where it's probably easier to work out who hasn't scored rather than who has?
No, you take it out. There's not much else the lads can do, is there? I mean, they've turned up. They were respectful of this great competition, the Challenge Cup. They were respectful of the opposition, as can be demonstrated by how they played, and they've won. So they can't do much more than that in a knockout competition.
It's the first reserve game of the season on Saturday against Halifax. How's the makeup of that squad going to look?
I'm more concerned with makeup of the first team against London the day after. We'll look at that one first. Then obviously lads who don't make that will put their hand up to playing the reserves and perhaps put a good performance in to force the way in. So that's the joy of having a reserve grade, in that it keeps everybody playing and everybody is able to put their hand up with a good performance to attempt to get in the team next week.
Liam Kirk and Matt Garside didn't play, were they just rested?
Yeah, I mean, we picked a team that we thought was the right team to pick, to get Chizzy back out there, to have a look at Callum in the middle, so we picked that team, and I think the inclusion of Mini moving to second row worked a treat, as did Callum playing, so it worked all right, but it's a headache for next week now, but it's a good headache.
Was it just a week too early for George Flanagan?
No, I thought last week Vila and Sam did well, so you've got to reward them first of all. The other one is George trained Tuesday and Saturday. Well, he won't know all our calls and he won't know our systems and structures yet. So that was the reason why we just felt obviously Vila and Sam are at ease with that, and George was still asking questions about what we do from this point, etc. So, you know, he'll be a lot better for a full week's training with us. And again, that's another selection problem.
The Championship clubs coming at the next round. Anybody you particularly fancy?
Yeah, it'd be nice to play Batley, wouldn't it? That'd be a good draw, that, because they're a very good team, and it would test us and our resolve, and you know, it's also a game that you would say is winnable. So yeah, it'd be a great draw with that one. But you're not bothered, are you? It's Challenge Cup. You get what you get. All I'd like to do is play here. If we play at Odds, I'll be happy.
Just a final thought, John, on the West Wales Raiders, their first outing since the rebrand. I mean, you mentioned in your pre-match notes that you were expecting a tough day at the office. In the end, you won fairly easy. Yeah,
it was, yeah. But you know, it is a true Welsh team, and they are very young, and they did have players missing because they went to the Commonwealth Games, the Commonwealth Nines, didn't they? So you know, they weren't at their strongest, and they were very young, and you can see a bit of inexperience and naivety, and it's going to take some time, but I just hope that they stay with the beliefs and the philosophies to try and develop that club.
So at half-time, obviously 38 points up at that stage. You look at the rest of the game. Do you use the rest of the game as an opportunity to look at players in various positions you haven't thought of, maybe?
No, what we just tried to do was just enjoy themselves, to tell the truth, because the game, like as you rightly said, was won. So it was a matter of enjoying themselves, but still paying a bit of attention to detail as well with the defensive work. But because, you know, some of our shape work that we practiced, we couldn't really set up because they were coming through the other side with either an offload or a bus. So, you know, it's been very good. I hope the fans have enjoyed it, and they've enjoyed the points. It's because there's been some good tries, and all the objectives have been achieved. So we'll just batten down the hatches and get ready for London Scholars coming here next week.
Just another point on Joe Kear as well. We talked about him a lot building up into this game. How is his ability off the boot affecting the team? Is it good to sort of build on going forward?
Yeah, I don't know how many goals he kicked. How many did he kick?
11, I think.
11 from 15. Well, that's a smart that at one, because we want an 80% success rate. So, because I always feel that you're not a successful club unless you've got an 80% plus goal kicker. So Joe can get his boots out and do a bit of practice in the week.